Croaks. Can I get a little more of my voice in the monitor, if possible? This next song we released about a month ago. And then we're gonna play another new one after that. This one's sort of about you're living on a farm, you don't like it, but you have to be there, and you work there, and you live there, and you just want to be free. Sort of the plot of Animal Farm. It's also sort of the plot of Charlotte's Web. The song we released 2 weeks ago. 1 week ago? 1 week ago. Anybody work their terrible, horrible job today? I did. Oh, it was so bad. It was really sad. It was really bad. Yeah. But now we're here. O'Brien's Meat Stick. I really thought it was actually going to be called that for the rest of time. Sorry, I don't know what day it is ever. I didn't know it was April Fool's. It's not particularly Irish here, so I feel like it doesn't matter.
There's whiskey.
There's whiskey. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm Irish.
And hoodies.
And what?
Hoodies.
Buddy?
Hoodies.
What is that?
Hoodies.
Is that hoodies?
Yes.
Like the ice cream?
Hoodies.
Sweatshirt.
Yes.
Hoodies are Irish?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
That's crazy. I've never heard that before.
But you reminded me of Woodsie's, which I haven't thought of in a long time.
What else is Irish? There's a lot of luck here tonight. I'm feeling really lucky. The song has an Irish reel in it. There's a house high on a hill with the roaring river below. I What do you do for work, everybody?
Break shit.
Break shit? Me too. Amen, brother. What do you actually do? Engineer.
Break shit.
Engineer. It's giving engineer. It's giving construction.
Can I say how strong it is?
Okay. Everybody else?
I fix stuff.
Go ahead.
Drinking wine?
Say Irish.
Someone's Irish. What do you mean? Like your bartender?
Do the sommelier.
Oh, that's not real. What else? What else? What?
I work at Blick.
Oh my god, they're hiring, eh?
They are. If anyone wants to work at Blick, you people.
Is it good?
I like working there.
Okay.
Out of all the
What is it, like $17.50? Starting wage?
Bye.
$17.25. That's not horrible. No, I don't ask what I do.
What do you do?
Not telling.
What if they just go?
Because what if you come to my job? It'd be so bad. Then you'd see me, like, not look at anybody the whole time. I'm just like, I keep going in between, like, fixtures. It's giving retail. I go between fixtures where you're, like, not supposed to go so that people will, like, lose track of me and not, like, be able to ask me for anything. We have 2 more songs. do.